welcome to Education Post COVID-19. So, before I start interviewing you, please, give a short introduction about yourself so that people get to know who you are and where you from and where.
All right. All right. I'm Sharat Chandran. I'm the director of the Kerala Public Schools, Jamshedpur. I started my career as an animator in the animation industry.
Okay.
Worked in the animation industry for 4 to 5 years, and then steered into academics and education in the year
Okay.
2000. And since then
Okay.
on, I'm kind of really associated with the Kerala Public Schools.
Great. And I.
And my, yeah, and my effort is to kind of think out of the box and try to bring in new ways of the teaching methodologies and make it more kind of teaching friendly to the children and the teachers at large. Yeah.
Great. And I visited your school. I recently visited December, and the one thing which really struck me was that everybody had a smiling face there, the guard to the students to the teachers. So that was one
Okay.
thing I really liked about your school.
Great.
So, what do you think? How will be the education post COVID-19? Will it remain same, or would there be changes?
Well, things are certainly going to change, yes. But if I'm going to speak, in the moment,
Hmm.
once we kind of go back to our schools after the lockdown.
Hmm.
See, the first thing is certainly there are going to be a lot of changes as far as the technology is concerned, as far as live streaming classes are concerned. But when it comes to schools like ours, a school where we have children from different segments of the society. It's not
Hmm.
only the creep of the society. We have children from varied background.
Right.
So the first challenge that I kind of faced introducing live streaming was that not everybody would be able to access it. You know,
Right.
not every child in every class can access it because we
Hmm.
have till standard 6, one section comprising of the BPL students,
Hmm.
right? If I have
Right.
live streaming classes for the children, these children will not be able to avail the facility. Not everybody has, uh, proper network at home. They don't have the basic infrastructure. So this
True.
this happens to be the first challenge for schools like us.
Hmm.
Implementation of the new age teaching technologies, right?
True.
And once this is addressed, then I can start thinking of the next level. Till each
True.
child in my school does not have a PC at home or maybe an iPad at home. How do I start this? All right.
Right.
So this was the first challenge that I faced when it was announced that please start off online classes. I am all for
Hmm.
online classes, but how do I implement it?
Right.
Okay. So,
Right.
so then what I did was, okay, fine, we will have our modules kind of
Hmm.
uh, pumped into the web, and children
Hmm.
can access it at their own convenience. But again,
Hmm.
this also only those children who have computers at home. What about the children
Hmm.
who don't have computers? Okay.
Hmm.
But nevertheless, we went ahead this offline, uploading of videos and you kind of downloading it at your own convenience. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now this has kind of made me think, like, how do I kind of make it accessible for everybody? So
Hmm.
the thought was every year, we should have a plan of action which is 5 term, with 5 years in mind, where instead of the children spending money on their curriculum books, all
Hmm.
right,
Hmm.
we tell the parents when you join the school, you invest buying an iPad.
Hmm.
All right. So
Hmm.
there are no more buying books.
Hmm.
The curriculum, the modules, everything is fed onto the iPad. All
Hmm.
right. That's
Hmm.
one way of kind of bringing a change.
Right. Right.
All
Digitizing
right.
the complete school itself, making it paper kind of.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is something which is doable for a school like mine.
Right. 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 And luckily, with Geo coming last to last year, the network quality and internet has even the reach has increased. But yes, there's still problems which will be taken care of with
That
time.
even my talking to you right now. Okay. This
Right.
is kind of so
Right.
disturbing. All right.
Yes.
So teaching
Yeah.
as it is, children are so distracted. So if the
True.
streaming
True.
is not kind of smooth,
Right.
you just lose it.
right,
Okay.
right,
So this
right,
is a challenge for us. Yeah.
right. So going on to my next question, uh, like you're running a beautiful school, and I've been there a couple of times, and every time I visit, I really get impressed. But nothing is perfect. So I just want to know one thing you want to change about your school, which you really feel that this is what I want, still not happening at my premises or school.
Uh, so with the kind of basic facility that we have, and
Hmm.
be it the infrastructure or be it the general kind of children that we kind of cater to, I think
Hmm.
things are pretty good. But yes, improvement is always kind of
Hmm.
there to be done.
Hmm.
Uh, we need to have our parents kind of come of age. That's a very big challenge, and that is what I would like to work on. Now that with the
Yeah.
lockdown, I'm very sure everybody is kind of starting to kind of think. All right, everybody's wondering what next. So I'm going to
Right.
take advantage of this situation and try to kind of use it to my advantage. All right,
Right.
make each and every parent kind of digital friendly. So this is the
Right.
most opportune moment for me to work on this. Because not all my parents
Absolutely.
are digital friendly. You know.
Right.
So
Right.
it's a kind of a boon in disguise. Earlier we were
True.
trying to tell our parents, convince them to get into this, but then they were like had their own reasons. But now it is high time we kind of work towards it.
Right.
Yes,
Right. And these times are like that nobody can say no to this.
absolutely.
This
Yes,
is the
and
reality
this
now.
exactly, and this will also force teachers to kind of take this up in a very serious way.
Yes.
Earlier, it used
Yeah.
to be a fact, but
Right.
now this is going to be the need of the hour. It is not only going to be classroom teaching; you also need to kind of equip yourself teaching online. Now, how are
Right.
you going to impress the children virtually? How are you going to
Right.
catch their attention? How are you going to get the
Right.
information across? It is not
Right.
going to be just continuous classroom teaching. The bell rings, you leave. Right
Mm.
now, you have an opportunity to kind of break up your chapter into modules, structured modules.
Right.
Just teach the
Right.
module.
Right.
Ensure that one particular module concept is clear. All right.
Right.
So you need to
Right.
now kind of train yourself to not only kind of be teachers in the classroom, but also be virtually smart, you know, individuals who can kind of impart education in a different way.
Right. 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 So, one thing, like in school, we always talk about how teaching can be improved, but now, and I agree with with the education system, the way it is moving forward. Like we are becoming more learner centered instead of teacher centered, which is, I feel, the right philosophy to go with. So,
Yeah.
one suggestion from you on how learning can be improved.
Uh, like I said, the teachers have to start breaking up whatever they teach into very, very structured modules. And they also have to understand with, you know, the children kind of now kind of getting into online teaching, it's not only the teacher that matters. They have a lot of information available. So the
Right,
teachers need to now become facilitators, okay, more than people who's just kind of disseminate knowledge. All
true,
right. So, so it is not only about you just walking into a class or just kind of going virtual and start teaching. You need to
right,
facilitate the information to the
right.
children, apart from the portion that you need to finish. That's the way it is,
So,
and the children get an yeah, and the children get an
one,
opportunity to kind of deeply explore content, you know,
right, right,
apart from the general teaching that happens.
right, right. So, one very beautiful statement came to my mind. Somebody told me
Mm,
that teachers does not teach subject, teacher teaches students, and subject is, is
yeah,
secondary. If a
yeah,
teacher connects with the students, the subject is automatically taught. No student will, disconnected to
Exactly.
what is being said in the class.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
See, with the traditional teaching,
hmm,
the teachers at large are not concerned whether the child has understood the concept or not. They're in a
right,
mad rush to finish. They're in
right,
a mad rush to finish the portion,
right,
right?
right,
But now that has to change. It is
right,
not about finishing the portion. It is
right,
about ensuring whether the child has actually understood the concept or not.
right,
And I'm very
right,
sure, in the coming age, it's no longer going to be, once a year or 2 year examination on an arbitrary date. Now
right,
it will be like, assessment of progress on a
hmm,
particular subject on a
hmm,
regular basis.
right,
And this concept
right,
of, examination, I think, is going to kind of fade away.
right,
Uh,
right. One subject you would want to introduce in your school which is not offered by the board.
well, there is no end to kind of offering subjects. You have a lot of subjects available to kind of, but be it, be it coding,
Hmm,
artificial intelligence, robot, whatever. One
hmm,
subject that we need to introduce in a very serious way is meditation,
right.
self-introspection. You know,
Beautiful. Right.
I think that is something we need to seriously now look into. And now that should become a subject. It was a part of
Yes.
our hobby classes. It was a part of some kind of
Right.
a workshop. That should become a
Right.
subject, in the coming days.
Right.
How do
Right.
you handle, challenges? All right. How do you
Right.
look deep within? And that is
Right.
something which we should introduce in the board.
Right. And if that starts, I guess lot of other problems would be taken care of. Would just,
Absolutely.
evaporate
Absolutely.
totally. Right. Right.
Absolutely.
I completely connect with this thought of
It's like it's a subject that shall help the children how to contain the chaos up here.
it. Yes. Yes.
Right. So if we train our children to control the chaos, a lot of problems are solved.
Right.
And that
Right.
starts not that doesn't start, when things go wrong. It starts from nursery.
True.
So by the
True.
time the child is in standard 9, 10, he's ready, to take
True.
on.
True. True. And that kindergarten age is the age where easiest and it becomes intrinsic in the nature. So moving on to my next question because the time is short and I
Yep.
want to be a 10 to 12 minutes interview. So what do you think about robotics and AI, which have become buzzwords nowadays? Uh,
See, I
how
was
will
just
they?
going through an article.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So I was reading an article the other day. See, like I said, coding has become a part of the national curriculum of UK and Australia.
Right.
And and this starts from kindergarten. All
Hmm.
right. So the
Hmm.
future is going to be artificial intelligence
Hmm.
and kind of understanding the working and the mechanism of artificial intelligence. So I think
Hmm.
this is a future subject.
Hmm. Hmm. Right.
Artificial intelligence, yes.
Right.
Robotics becomes a little more mechanical, but artificial
Right.
intelligence coding is, something which is going to be, which has to be understood by everybody at large.
True. True. So much AI already in our life, it becomes very imperative to
Yes,
understand what it is.
absolutely. Yeah.
Right. So before I close the interview, I would like you to give one suggestion to all the peers of yours across the country. What to keep in mind, or uh, one thing from you.
See what I saw in the last couple of days. Now suddenly everybody's in a hurry to bring in
Hmm.
a change. All right, now
Right.
everybody's in a panic mode. All right,
Hmm. Hmm.
we are certainly going to emerge out of this pandemic and come out kind of, stronger and wiser. That is but
Hmm.
inevitable, right?
Right.
Now, having said this, let's not be in a hurry. All right,
Hmm.
it is very very human nature that we adapt, and we have adapted to all kind of situations. We'll adapt to whatever is going to be kind of, laid on a platter before us, right?
Hmm.
So let's not be in a hurry. let's go about our planning in a very sensitive way. Let's not get jump into things just because somebody else is doing it, just because so and
Right.
so have started these things, so I will start this. Okay, let's
Right.
understand the kind of children that we have, the kind of you know the kind of ambience our school has, and then in
Right.
accordance to that, keeping everybody in view, we make a plan of action.
Beautiful. In fact, I guess this is one COVID is teaching us that don't be in hurry. Do things well and go a
Exactly.
little slow. Right.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. It was really nice connecting with you and had a very good time interviewing you.
Thank you so much. Awesome. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank